Well, I suppose I ought to make a start on this Beer52 Belgian box that arrived, whenever it arrived. Can't remember when it arrived. Have I done a lineup? I don't think I have. Hang on. That's better. A little remiss of me there not to do the lineup. So we've got a couple of like Belgian basics. We've got a sour, a fruit. We've got a wheat, a saison, and three or four IPAs. What's this? Oh, hang on. Grabbed the wrong one because I'm not looking at what I'm doing properly. Ah, Belgian Pils. All right. Well, let's line them all up like that, and then we'll have a little group picky, and then get stuck in. I don't know where to start really. I'm tempted to start where I decided before. Now there is a problem, and that problem essentially is my mate Si, who gave me this first box for nothing. I paid for this one, but the first one I got for nothing because he referred me. How about that? And it didn't even take a quart to do it. But he's got the same one, and so I'm gonna have to be careful not to read too many of his reviews because it might bias me. And I'll tell you for why. Because Belgian beers, there's some that I really, really love, as you know. But overall, it's not my favourite style. So I'm going to start with this anyway. For no other reason than, well, I picked it out of the box first. It's not overly, it doesn't give anything away, it doesn't tell you anything about it really. So get it in a glass, see what I think. First thing that really is evident is that it ain't a pale ale colour. Interesting. It's got a decent head. Let's give it a sniff. Oh. Well, that's hoppy, and it is IPA-ish, not American style IPA-ish, but right, taste it. Well, now that's interesting. Oh, by the way, craft beer channel glass. By mistake, I was going to get the Siren glass out, which is the same, but I just grabbed this. Happy birthday, Siren, by the way. Craft beer channel, Johnny Garrett and Brad someone or other, hairy guy. But Johnny Garrett's written for this particular magazine for the Belgian beers, where he's talking about his January no alcohol, dry January. It's quite interesting. The article is also available elsewhere. Go and look it up. It's worth it. It is worth it. What do I think of this? Do you know, it's not bad. It's, I don't know, it's sort of like Belgian IPA. It's not bad, but it's not outstanding either. It's interesting enough. It's fairly bitter, malty, more Germany malty really, and Germany colour. It's not really a pale ale colour, but it's got some nice, it's got sort of like almost like those can't remember which one it was now. Shepherd Neame maybe. There's a brewery down in Kent, does something very similar, using loads of Kent hops and stuff. It's all right. Yeah, but would I pay £3 for it? No, I wouldn't. It's one of those that on the shelf I'd pay 180 for, or 4 for £6. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not outstanding either. But it's okay. Next. I may as well just point out that I am not going to drink this whole lot tonight, but I am now going to try this Kveiks IPA, mainly because it's got Azacca, Galaxy and Sabro, and it's brewed with Kveiks yeast. And that's my first attempt with Kveiks. Went really, really well until it didn't go really well. Now, I don't know where we're going to go with this. I think, first of all, we need to get it in the glass. By the way, I've swapped glasses. Hang on, just rinsed it out. This is Happy Birthday Siren. 8 years. 8 years of Siren beer. So, what am I doing? I'm sticking a Belgian Kveiks IPA in it. Fuck me. Have I got no class? I've got the Sacred 8. I don't know if it's called the Sacred 8. We were called the Sacred 8 when I was a kid, me and my 7 mates. Long story behind that, you don't want to know. It's not called the Sacred 8, it's called the something 8 anyway. But happy birthday. I'll be doing a separate one about the Siren birthday box. 10 beers, £50, and a few snacks. By the way, this came with some snack, or a bag of snack, and that's it, when stoned. Wow. Decent enough colour, and it's got no head whatsoever. However, look what we got here. We have got a big bouquet of, definitely got Galaxy there, and the Azacca. Can't really get much of the Sabro, but let's see if we've got any coconut in the flavour. Oh, now then, goodness me, that has that's got the Sabro coming off in the mouth. That's nice. The Azacca and Galaxy definitely on the nose and in the mouth. That's vibrant. It's fresh. It's fruity and it's subtle as well. It's got a nice mouthfeel. Not massively dry after. That is all right. Crikey. What can you say about that apart from, yeah, that's okay. The question, would I pay £3 for it? Possibly as a one-off, yeah. I think it's okay. I think that holds its own against many an IPA. It's clean. Yeah. Good. I'd go for that. I wouldn't pay £3 for it twice, but as far as it goes, that's a fine beer. Now remember, I'm not sure which of these 8 are supposed to be with the box for £24. This was £29 for this lot, I think. So £29 for 10 beers, £2.90. Yeah. Alright, I'd pay £2.90 for that once. Well, this is much later at night, in fact very late at night, and I thought I'd give a pop at this particular little sour offering. It's alright. it doesn't give you anything that any other sour would give you. Certainly doesn't give you any particular malt or fruit or yeast or hop flavours, but it's okay. It's 6%. Not sure what to say about it really, apart from, what is it, 11 o'clock at night? No, sorry, it's even later than that. It's 12 at night. It's all right, but it doesn't give you a oh yeah, I'd buy that again, by any stretch of the imagination. So, all right, Belgian Beer52 offering is mediocre. I'd have liked to have seen more. And from a sour, I'd have liked to have seen a fruit sour or something more interesting than this. It's okay, don't get me wrong, it's lovely, but would I pay £3 for that? Compared to what else is on offer, I'd do it once, but not twice. So yep, cheers. Next up in the first Beer52 box that I've bought, because the first one was a freebie courtesy of our Si, who sent me an invite, and then as soon as I paid for this one, he should get a free case himself. So what have we got here? We've got a Belgian Pils, and thank you, you're not going to focus, are you? This, no, we'll see. Let's get it in the glass and see what we think. Well, the first thing is the aroma smashes you in the face. It's got a little bit of head, it's got a nice clarity, and it's definitely well carbonated, but yeah, loads of hops, beautiful freshness, that lovely, that's got all the smell of a perfect Pils. Let's see if it's got some of the taste. That's all right. Yeah, it's got a decent bitterness. It's quite sharp on the out. Very dry finish. Yeah, that is a perfectly serviceable 4.5 ABV Pils. But the question, again, we come back to that question: would I pay £3 for it, or £2.90? No. It's a £1.80 beer. I'm trying not to be unkind, but when you've got the likes of, you know, a really good Icelandic white beer on the shelf at £2 in Waitrose, or you've got Vocation's Life and Death, which you can get 4 for £6. You know, it's nice, don't get me wrong, it's a nice beer, it's a very nice beer, but it ain't £3 worth or £2.90's worth of nice beer, sadly. Next up, same brewery, same strength, pretty much everything the same, apart from they've changed Pilsner to Pale Ale. Let's get it in the glass and see what we think. The first three things that strike you are, one is the colour. which that's not really a pale ale. It's a nice enough colour. Second is decent head, and the third is the immediate smell of maltiness as it comes out at can, with a bit of hoppiness. Right, let's see. That's a bit strange. It's quite sweet, very hoppy, not a great deal of bitterness, and quite dry. I do like the colour, but not for a pale ale. And I do like a nice bit of head. It's a fair enough drink, but here's the question again. £3? No. This is the sort of thing that you get a litre of for about €50, 50 cents or €1 or something if you was over in a beer festival. I mean, it's a euro drink. Again, yeah, £1.80, 4 for £6, but it's not a £3 drink. Don't get me wrong, it's nice enough. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it's not a £3 drink. Technically speaking, this really should be banging. If this fails in any way, I think I might just completely unsubscribe from Beer52. Let's get it in a glass and have a look. Well, it's got a reasonable colour, reasonable carbonation, and decent head. Let's see what we think. Right, okay, that's interesting. I'm getting one of those like bad farmhouse smells. It's got one of those slightly musty, it's an old style farmhouse, uninspiring. It's got a slightly tart finish, but not a nice as in a sour. I'm not sure about that at all. It's not nice. Now, I don't know. It's left me a bit speechless, I'm sorry to say. That ain't a nice drink. I hate doing this with any beer, but that really doesn't cut it at all. Sadly, it's a drainer. Believe me, after that absolutely abysmal saison, I was on the verge of taking the rest of this Beer52 Belgian special and chucking it in the fucking bin. But this isn't right bad. Only 250 milliliters, and it's a superbly sessionable 3.9, and it's all right. It's sweet enough. It's got a reasonable body. Talking of reasonable bodies, just a couple of my right. It's all right. Is it worth £3 as a one-off? Yes, but otherwise no. It's a £2 beer, but it's all right. It's okay. I don't know. The jury, or my jury, is out at the moment when it comes to, sorry, distracted, when it comes to Beer52. But that isn't a bad brew. Can't remember quite where we're at with this Beer52. What I do know is one of the last ones I'm going to try has got coriander in it, so I'm guessing this is one of the extra ones. It might not be. I haven't had a look in the book because I don't know where I put the book. This is the anyway, this is called the Brussels People's Ale, and I can't remember it from Brussels, but it was about 40 years ago that I went to Brussels and I was exceptionally wankered. Let's get it in the glass and see what we think. Well, it's got a lovely aroma to it, but it's done that thing. And I ain't got any flake. Now, I guess what I should do is just wipe that across the top. But I'm not going to. I'm going to try and drink some of it. Well, I haven't drunk any of it. I've just sucked in a bit of head. Giving myself head. God, if I could do that, I could save a fortune. It's got a brilliant aroma. I'm going to try and have a taste and see what I think. Well, that's a nice beer. Oops, that is a nice beer. It's 5.8. Good. I would rate that. It's not a sessionable beer. It's got a beautiful chunk of bitterness. Smash you in the face with the hops. Yeah. All right, Beer52. I'll give you that one. That is. I wasn't sure about these last three that I've got, but that's good. Beer 9 of the 8. I ordered the 2 extras that come with a kit, which you get for £30. Even though these 10 cost me 20, whatever it cost me anyway, it doesn't matter. So this is a Belgian Abbey beer, and it says with spices. Be interesting. I have just popped the cap. Oops. Fuck off. It's pause and pour. It's got a nice aroma. But what's going on here, guys? It's not a characteristic of all Belgian beers that they got to look like a fucking 99, for God's sake. Anyway, this is It's an Abbey beer. It's 6.5. It smells all right. I'm going to try and get rid of some of that head. Right, and then let's try a drink. I don't know. I mean, it's all right. It's more farmhouse than Abbey, I think. What makes it Abbey is that it's 6.5%. It's okay, but... And here's the yardstick, remember? Would I pay £3 for it? No. Would I have it again? No. I think perhaps you have to be in Brussels on a nice hot summer's day watching a statue of a little boy pissing into it. Never mind. But it's not my thing. So maybe I'm being really unfair. Well, no, I'm probably definitely being really unfair. It's just not my thing. But if it's your thing, it's your thing. This has got to be done. So this is the last of the Beer52 Belgian offerings, and from one of the same breweries again. And I don't know how I feel about this. I think maybe if had I known that the next box was going to be, okay, now open, you bastard, Belgian, I might have skipped it or just not bothered. And reason for that is I'm a bit particular about my Belgian beers, and I don't think this particular box was overly inspiring. Now, I'm not a fan of coriander, but I'm prepared to give anything a go. In a wheat beer, orange peel and coriander, I don't know, it's 4.6. First observations, it's got a decent enough colour. It's got a nice head, although I am using the type of glass that does help to retain a decent head. I'm not going to do the Johnny Garrett. Alright, I will do the Johnny Garrett. Yeah, look, I'm doing the Johnny Garrett. Those who follow the craft beer channel will know what I mean. Actually, I've got one of these glasses, CBC glasses, that came with one of their taste-a-thons. Anyway, on the nose, yeah, it's wheaty. Oh, fuck me, I'm really getting that coriander, and I'm not getting massive amounts of orange. It's almost like one of those slightly sort of musty farmhouse. Oh, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? I'm gonna have to taste it. Before I taste it, I'll take a photo for Untapped. Otherwise, if it goes straight down the sink, oh fuck. I'm not a coriander fan. Gonna have to give it a taste, am I? Here we go. Zoom out to catch the vomit. No, actually, do you know, it's not as bad as I was expecting. It's got a farmhousey feel. It's got a bit of a wheat beer feel. I don't know. It's more of a. It's got that saison sort of like feel to it. It's also got a. I'm not sure what term to use. Farmhouse is the only term I can really use to describe that sort of like aftertaste. I'm getting the coriander. I'm not getting huge amounts of orange peel. My worry is that this is a beer that will repeat during the night and ruin all the other beers. And those of you who have experience of having early on had a beer that has quite pronounced characteristics, shall we say, and this has very pronounced characteristics, maybe should be drunk in isolation and not ruin the rest of the beers of the night. Would I pay £3 for it? No. Would I buy it again? No. Would I try it as a one-off? Yes. Am I going to finish it? Questionable. So here's the thing. 24 quid per month, 8 beers, most of them kind of like 330s. What was nice about the Australian one was there was an intermediate, whatever it was, 385 or something like that. But is it worth the 24 quid a month as an outing, as a punt? Probably. Am I going to carry on? Probably not. There are so many other beers that I really want to try, and I'm not sure this one size fits all beer club type thing does it for me. The Hopperly wasn't too bad. I'm quite fortunate in that I've got a bank account where I put all the money in a separate account, so people like Beer52 and Hopperly can't just help themselves to my money, and if it's refused I don't get charged. So what I've done, just as an experiment more than anything else, just to see how they react, with Hopperly and Beer52 I've just made sure that there's no money in that account, just to see how friendly or not they turn out to be. This isn't a criticism of Hopperly or Beer52. Hopperly was all right, but at I think 29 quid a month, I don't know. Again, it's would I pay £3 for that beer? I pay a lot more for beers, and that's through my choice because I like the idea of the beer. As a kind of lucky dip, I don't know. I'm really torn. But for the moment, this was my second Beer52 box of 10 beers, but it would normally be 8. And I'm not sure. I'm ambivalent. What I would say is give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. Give it a try. Use your prerogative. If you don't like it, cancel the, or use a prepaid card or something like that, or use a card that you only transfer money onto when you know you're going to spend on it, so they can't just help themselves if you decide to cancel. But now I've got to decide whether I'm going to tip this down the sink or not. I don't know. I'm mixed on this. I might give it another taste. If you like this rubbish, please consider subscribing to the channel. I fuck things up so that you don't have to. That could be a strapline, couldn't it? Right, that's it for now. Please feel free to subscribe. If you click the little thumbs up, it tells the YouTube algorithm that it might be worth suggesting my nonsense to other people to whom I obviously apologise well in advance. For now, that's it. Take care, whatever you're doing, do it safely, and cheers.